Time for some cricket.
Welcome everyone to episode 17 of Seeing Off the New Ball, a Bergvliet Cricket Club original. What a time for the club. This past weekend saw our first 11 and our second 11 gain promotion. Absolutely unbelievable scenes and such a special time for the club. Our Thirsties were also in action this past weekend, unfortunately suffering a narrow loss. And the Titans had an off weekend, but their quality were dusted over the teams with a few very special performances. But this past weekend was all about the ones and twos, and this weekend coming, the big one for the ones. We have another competition this week, and the inaugural competition that we ran last week. We'll get into that. There's a lot to talk about, so let's talk about it. I'm your host, Greg. I've got the regular joining us, Sean Kenny Vassafal. I see he's got his roommate, Ning James.
Very good. How are you, Greg?
Good. And then we've also got the powerhouses, a rejoining guest from last week. Daniel did very well in the pod last week. How you doing there, Daniel?
Pretty good, thanks.
Good. And then we've got Judge Dredd, the enforcer, Alain Peterson. Morning. Good to have you on.
Morning.
And then we've got the BCC scribe, the Sports 24 savant, Lloyd Bernard, captain of the twos, sojourning for the ones. How you doing, Lloyd? Good to have you.
Morning. Thank you. Nice to be here.
Okay, we are going to recap what happened last week in the competition, the Village Cricket Club competitions. Oh, this is a goodie. From earlier on this season. Great shot.
Is that Scott's bat?
That's goal for your scoring run.
That's Chucker Road, I think, yeah?
That's before Alain took all the runs
Oh,
for the Titans.
What's the spin?
No, man.
go on.
He's got it.
Got it?
Bicycle kick.
No. I've seen that happen at the BCC.
GG.
I won't name names, Craig Griffin. That's cool.
Never slow.
I am about to win the competition for the most village thing I've ever seen. Justin Morling is umpiring in a red jacket. So just,
Make it better.
just want to let you guys all know I'm about to win the most village moment in the whole of cricket. Justin Morling batting. Oh, that's a huge call.
And then run out.
There's no words there. And that was the end of the game. I remember GG also admonishing he was left stranded out on 2 not out or whatever. Gorgeous. Just run over the stumps.
There's a professional score on the bottom, though. So this
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
We lost Lloyd again.
I think he had a phone call or something.
All right, 6 village cricket clips, a little bit of international clips sprinkled in with our own village moments. Let's go through a quick voting process, starting with you, Daniel.
Definitely F.
The roommates, Alain,
F.
Big F from my side. Tim Scholz, village, absolute village, just unbelievable scenes.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
I also submitted the clips. Technically, I win the prize, but I won't. I'll donate the cap. I also took the video. So absolutely unbelievable scenes. I remember it to this day. Moving on. That was our first competition. Stay tuned for details. Kenny's going to donate a bartab. Kenny, you said 2,000 Rand bartab, right?
Whoa. No.
200 Rand bartab. I'm just kidding. So yeah, let's get into the cricket. Captain of the Titans. You boys weren't in action this past weekend. Have you guys got 2 fixtures on Saturday and Tuesday, right?
Correct. I'm not so sure about we playing on Tuesday. I think it's Kleinvlei. I don't know, Saturday we playing against Rylands away on the artificial.
Big push for the Titans to finish their season with a double header this weekend. And we're going to get on to a few of your Titans boys that did the action. You joined in the Thirsties this past weekend. How did the bout with the Willow? I mean, you're top of the run scoring charts, if I'm not mistaken. How did it go this past weekend for yourself?
I didn't score a lot. A tough game against Pinelands. Pinelands was short on the time of the toss, so Wela claimed the toss and sent him to bat. They scored 146, I think. We just narrowly lost the game, but there was lots of infighting, there was lots of arguing, even Chair got into it with almost getting a bat onto his head. So a bit of a struggle and a bit of a tussle and a bit of a fight with Pinelands players.
No, that's not fair. That's definitely going to leave a bad taste in my mouth driving away from Pinelands, and it's not like you can stop. Quite a few of your Titans boys in there. Tim, obviously or both Tims. How did Timmy G go turning the arm over?
Timmy G bowled well. I don't think he took a wicket, but he bowled well. I think he wants to take wickets, but he's just not.
If they'd wanted to get a bit argy-bargy, I can't help but feel that they're going to lose with a Judge Dredd, the units of Tim G, and the rest of the rigs in the Thirsties. They're not going to walk away from that fight the winners, that's for sure.
Well, it's actually myself and Tim that was in the tussle. So what point, Kenny?
Not the best scenes to see in a friendly club cricket game, but
Yeah,
I think we've all been there. So
I remember we did the Primrose Derbies in BCC 1, 2, and 3, and they got very feisty. There's a few stories that haven't aged well from those days. But yes, let's move on to Lloyd Bernard's Miracle Men away to Hanover Park Cricket Club. We've got a lovely Sean Smith as the featured player. How did the win go? How did the game go? How did your turning the arm go? How was your Saturday?
It was a good day out. It was a big one for us. Mathematically, we were pretty much home before the weekend, but needed to win that game to secure the league title. So it was a big one for us because there's 2 tough games to finish now the season. As much as I'd love to praise Smitty, the story of the day was one Mr. Kevin Ward. This starts at about 10:30 a.m. for an 11:30 a.m. meet on the mat out in Rylands, where one Russell Garman, family emergency, a very legitimate family emergency that requires him to get to the hospital, pretty much immediately. So he bails at about 10:30, and we're about an hour away from meeting. Now it's calling all pockets. It's a message on the group, and obviously, an hour's notice to get to a game is quite tough. And there was only one man for the job in my mind. I had spent some time with him on Friday night, the night before, so I knew he was in good spirits, and I know he's the type of oak who will go a yard for his mates and the club. And we had bonded hard the night before. So I said, nope, Wardy's the guy. Gave him a call. I promise you, Greg, it must have taken between myself, Anu, and Tim Scholz about conservatively 7 to 10 phone calls between the 3 of us. And every time Wardy responded, he was kind of going, guys, I'd love to help, but I'm not good enough. I'm just not good enough. I'm going to embarrass myself out there. Like I can't share the field with you guys. Like it's not my level. And he was adamant. And it got to the point, Wardy, you've just got to stand there at short cover. You don't even have to do anything. You just have to stand there and be a figure, be a statue out there. It's fine. If the ball hits you, you're doing something, just pull in there and you'll be doing us a favor. Eventually, I'm already halfway to Rylands. I've left Claremont. Wardy goes, right, I'm in. He says, but you've got to come fetch me. So I turn around halfway on my way to Rylands, all the way back to Bergvliet to fetch Wardy, all the way back to Rylands, get there about 2 minutes late for the toss, run straight out onto the middle. And then we had a bowl first. And the plan was kind of to try and include Wardy at some point, where I can. And at drinks, we were sitting in my car together, sucking an Energade or 2. And I just looked at him and I said, Wardy, do you want a bowl? And he kind of like, loosened up a bit by then. And he went like, look, if the opportunity comes up then, and I said, I'll see what I can do. And then when we went back out after drinks, I said, let me give us like 2 overs, just to avoid the TFC. I mean, he's going to be batting Jack anyway. Give him 2 overs. We're kind of on top of them. That was kind of it, it ends 7 overs, 4 for 18. And he kind of just rolled through the Hanover Park middle order and tried to take himself off about 4 times. But in a wicket over. And by the time he had 4, we kind of went like, Woody, you got to just keep going, you know. You're on for a historic fifer here, and that wasn't meant to be. But geez, the Oak was chuffed. We were chuffed for him. He led us off the field after the innings break. We gave him the match ball. It's been a short Bergvliet career, but that was a very impactful moment for Woody. Certainly the highlights, I think, of his cricket career, given the way I've seen him hold the bats over the last few months. So,
The thinly veiled dig. Lovely.
So no, it was magic. I mean, we bowled him out for 122. Woody was the star with the ball, and then it was pretty smooth sailing with the bats. A lovely 68 knot from Jesse Davids, who finally got over the 50 mark.
Yes,
Kenny
yes.
will be chuffed.
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to give credit to young Kenny Vassafal over there, who backed Jamie Davids on the pod last week, if I'm not mistaken.
He
Called
did.
him, said that's better of the week, and he's due for some big runs. I mean, chasing 120 odd to get 60 of them, top stuff, and to get over that 50 run mark. What was it? 2 weekends in a row, Lloyd, of 49 out.
Yeah, there was
Or
that
50
that gritty innings early on in the season against 6 fielders at Yorkshire where Jesse finished 40 odd not, and then I think there was another 47 or a 48 or something that he got out, so he hadn't quite got over the 50 mark. It was something that was bugging him, and then a bit of luck turns for him. He gets dropped a couple times, but batted beautifully, man. He's got such a good straight drive on drive, and when he starts seeing the ball well, there's 2 batters at the club who look better than he does. Kenny was spot on last week, and he batted very well, and yeah, fully deserved runs. I think that was about it. There was an entertaining, scratchy little 6 not out from William Solomon at the end, and yeah, that was it. We got out of there. They were lacquer Oaks. It was nice to play against a team who was just, you know, fierce. There was a bit of drama over a square leg, no ball call. Kabir either missed or was just late to pull the trigger on. I'm not sure which one, but it caused a bit of drama. But other than that, it was just a lacquer day out. They were cool. 2 games to go, and you know, league in the bag, which is lacquer.
Silverware. What's the prospects, obviously, for next season? You in Reserve G, is it as easy as going up to Reserve F? I mean, explain the league cricketing system in the Western Cape in a short little segment.
You've hit the nail on the head there, Greg. Funny enough, when you win Reserve G, you do go to Reserve F. I mean, that is the next step.
I'm good at this job, huh?
Yeah, I tell you what, you've done your research. So yeah, we go to Reserve F, the big leagues of Reserve F. We're not sure how much things will change in that league. We're hoping it'll be a little bit tougher. Who knows what our 11 will look like by the time we get there. We were very strong. I mean, that second team was very strong all season. I'm probably jinxing myself for this weekend when you start talking like that. Yeah, let's see. The 2s were great, man. They were very strong. They should be fine in Reserve F as well. And hopefully we just keep climbing that ladder over the next kind of 2-3 years and follow the ones and give them a second team that's playing in a pretty decent level of reserve cricket.
Did Wardy have his fisherman hat?
Before he even bowled a ball, that Oak was a gazelle in the field. He fielded short cover the whole day in his fisherman's hat, and it's a sight to behold. It really is. You know, he picks the boys up. He's running around there. He's scampering in between overs. Alain knows, you know, what he's like in the field. I tell you what, his arm got tested. There were some launches back from when mid-off was a bit deeper and Woody had to get the ball back from short cover to mid-off. It was a bit of a stretch for him to reach. He dug deep and got the ball back to the bowler. MOM by a mile. I think we sang it to him about 17 times in the pub afterwards. He had to drag himself out of the bar at the end of the day because no one wanted him to go home. He was the story. I mean, on a weekend where the first team and the second team win the league or promotion for the first time, you know, ever, and there's all of that going on, and the story of the day is Kevin Ward, who's pulled in from the 4th team, and people are going to get him yellow. You've done pretty well to be the story of the day on a special day like that. So well done, Woody.
I want that floppy put somewhere in the BCC headquarters.
We need to get them made. Greg, as the head of merch, can get us all a Kevin Ward fisherman's floppy, I think, for casual wear. In between games.
I love it. Daniel, you alluded last week that you're on opening bowler status with Wardy. What's the chat in your WhatsApp group after his performances last weekend?
Not much, actually. Wardy's great. I was just actually thinking now when Lloyd was explaining how I had to phone him a few times and that. And so Wardy's got this whole thing, you know, like you'd go to the pub with him and he'll say, "Oh, not sure I have a beer, eh? Not sure I have a beer." So I'm thinking to myself, when he asks, "Hey, Wardy, keep for a ball?" I'll be like, "Not sure I have a ball, eh? Not sure I have a ball. Turn the old arm over."
Oh, what about that?
I was so happy for him. I think he's actually still a little drunk from the weekend.
Yeah,
Probably regretting all his actions.
that oak hasn't gone to work since he took his 4-wicket haul. I promise you, he woke up on Sunday. I'm not even joking. He's had bad like flu since Sunday. We can wait as long as I'm better for cricket on the weekend. Then it's fine.
We're going to go to the tip of the spear, our BCC first team. Lots of a dress rehearsal in a rain-affected game against Mitchell's Plain. Out in Mitchell's Plain, match reduced to 35 overs. Kenny, don't you love a stumps app as you're just reading out figures right now? Managed to set 179 for 7. Top scoring, Calvin Niedermeyer with 52. Matthew Armstrong ran a ball 27. Can we discuss that first of all? Is he ill? What's happening?
Bit slow from him. I think he swung a bit too hard and missed a few. And then when he hit them, they go fast. The Armstrong thing. I was actually taking a nap in the car when he went out. As he walked into the car, I was napping in the front seat of his car. I walked in and went, "Oh, you're back. Did you get runs?" Yeah, a few. And I was like, okay, cool.
You doing a sort of a cost-benefit analysis when you've woken up for a sleep. It's like, oh, I've had a 30-minute sleep. Matthews walked in after 30 minutes. He should be on like 80 right now. But no, a runnable exactly 27. So, I mean, let me read into that. Personal growth. Lots of measured batting. Aiden also moving the needle in the top 10 run scoring chart with 24. The runs are the runs. Let's get to the bowling. Lloyd Williams, take us through your 5 wickets for 9 runs. Before you respond cricket-wise, it's great that both of you roommates are on because we've had a very one-sided story from Kenny in terms of roommate diaries. So this is also your opportunity to dish a little bit on Kenny. Does he leave the seat up? Does he finish all of your
sentences?
I don't even know the rest of
Such a bromance going on there.
It's quite beneficial to leave the seat up in this house, except when my girlfriend's around, then it's a bit of a problem. Sometimes there's a bit of data going on at 12 a.m. and it's a bit loud.
That's his time to shine. Take us through Friday night, Malva pudding night.
We actually haven't had that in a while. But I did have some pudding the Monday when I got back to the flat. So it's still happening every week, just not consistently on Friday.
Don't worry, I'm still keeping it going. I'll still had my Malva on Friday. Don't worry.
Lloyd Williams, how did it go down for you?
Yeah, I think the boys set me up quite nicely. Left me a few wickets at the end, 4th or 5th change somewhere there.
Thanks, Stumps.
5th change. Matty James asked me a little favor. He said, Dan's quite close to me in the wickets. So can you just clean up so Dan doesn't catch me? And I went, yeah, no worries, bro. I'll try and swing it in and hope they miss. They missed 4 of them and they had to catch the Bryden for the 5th. Sorry, Dan.
The incident about that, because now that you mentioned that he had a little chat with you, I did nick that one guy off top edge onto 3rd man and he's pulled out of a catch. I'm like, what is going on? He's done it to me all season.
Catch, you can speak to him about that. I don't know what was going on there. The chat didn't happen in that many words. I know Matty James very well, and when I came on, he gave me the eyes and he said clean up. After I got my 5 no one was happy. I don't think it was because I got 5 wickets. I think it was because Dan didn't get any closer to him.
Well, actually, I had an opportunity, so I came back on. So I didn't bowl many overs, didn't need to because you were cleaning up. I'm being attacked by a dog here. So Matty James comes up to me and he goes, Dan, here's the ball, here's your opportunity. And so I go, yeah, I'm probably going to mess it up anyway. And I did. So I bowled quite nicely for that over, didn't take any wickets. And then, of course, Lloyd got his fifer. Yeah. But it is what it is.
I mean, there's quite a fast bowler quartet going on in this podcast at the moment.
100%.
I see 2.
I was about to say, you referring to myself.
Craig Matthews there at the bottom, eh?
Jeez.
Definitely. Yes.
And is Alain the other one, or was it you?
Oh, no, it ain't me. No, Elaine and myself cover the heavy bowling. The come on middle of the overs and just bowl heavy length with the heaviest ball known to man.
You can come join Elaine and I in a 2-step run-up corner. That's where we are at the moment.
And yeah, as mentioned, somewhat of a dress rehearsal for this weekend. A good. I mean, when we're looking at the match, won by 73 runs.
Yeah.
Lloyd Williams, talk to me about the feelings for Newlands this weekend.
Goosebumps. I don't think I've ever been more excited for a game of cricket in my life. Is there a better way to go out the end of the season with a cup in your hands at Newlands, some beer inside? I haven't had a drink this year. So it's gonna be my first drink for the year. Might be a bad decision, but there will definitely be some beers had out of that cup and some celebrations out of the boys if and when we do get over the line. Not trying to jinx ourselves, just quiet confidence.
Yeah, 100%.
That's awesome. Daniel, how are you feeling? I mean, you've played at Newlands a couple of times.
Look, it's a privilege.
How are you feeling going back to the old lady?
It's an absolute privilege. You got to understand the history at Newlands. It's seen quite a few magical things over the years. The 2003 World Cup. There were some amazing test matches over the last 150 odd years. So, I mean, for a lot of us, I mean, it's certainly my swan song. It'll be a nice way to cap off my career. It'll be even better if we win. I know there's a bit of bad weather about. I'm actually looking at the app now, and every day I have a look to see how the weather's looking, and it's gone down now from 60% chance of rain to 52% chance. So,
Dan, I'm not even playing, dude, and I've been checking that weather app on like a 2-hour basis.
Yeah, exactly. Look, I've even stated, like, it's not about just about playing there. Like, I think about the guys that might not have another chance. You know, it's quite a special day. It's a very, very big day for not just personal achievements, but for the club itself. We don't know if the club's going to have another chance again. And, you know, the weather is the weather. We probably need the rain. But that being said, I hope we get into the park and have a bit of a game, even if it's reduced to 7 overs. I just hope we have that opportunity to actually compete for the cup. And I back the boys. We're a very good T20 side. We've proven that fact. I think we were unbeaten, so 4-4. So, yeah.
Bernard, you reckon you've got an outside chance of making the team?
Oh, I think by the time
has selection.
Yeah, I think by the time this podcast airs, the team will be public, and there are a few of us who are aware of what the 11 is already, and we've got the juice. I won't be crossing the ropes at Newlands on the weekend, unfortunately, but it is a bloody good team. It's a strong 11. Bryden. Oh, it was tough, man. I mean, you know, you've got 15 Oaks in that squad who were all.
So Bryden's playing. Is that so? You really not giving a spoiler. So Bryden's obviously playing.
I can tell you that Bryden will be playing. Yes, but yeah, the Spuns will be out, man. I think we're doing it tonight. I mean, what's today? Thursday. Yeah. I think tonight we're gonna know. Yeah. No, unfortunately, it didn't work out for Bernard. The one stream has died for the time being. But no, geez, what a day that's going to be. I think the stands are going to be packed with Bergies, you know, Caps, families, friends, loved ones. It's going to be fierce. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Lloyd Bernard, as a captain yourself, that selection must have been incredibly difficult for Bryden on so many levels. On a lot, like an emotional level, there's a few guys that we know that it must have been very difficult for him personally to leave out.
Yeah.
So some very big calls, but I do respect him for that. Like he said to me at the beginning of the season, you know, being a captain, you've got to make those big calls, whether guys agree with it or not. You have to take the flack. So he's been very mature about it. He's not a old guy. He's not a youngster either. So I think his experience previously with Fishhook has certainly come to the fore this season, and the consistency of the team and the guys around him kind of respect him for that.
Yeah, I mean, it was hard, and you know, he sought quite a bit of assistance over the course of having to choose that side. And I was quite adamant in the beginning. I said, look, we can help you. We can offer suggestions and everything. But at the end of the day, it's your call. You know, you're the guy here. It's your spun. You've led these Oaks for 2 seasons now. And you might not want to do it, but you're the one who's going to have to make the call at the end of the day. And I think he's had to do that. So, yeah, probably a big test for him in his young captaincy. there's no right way to do it. I mean, you can't please everybody. I mean, I thought I was the obvious answer. I thought maybe bat me a 3 especially if there's some early wickets or something. A couple of darts there in the middle overs. I mean, I said to myself, it's criminal really what you're doing here by not picking me for this. Given where I am at the moment with my cricket, but he said, geez, it's tough, but you're a big oak and you can take this one on the chin and make way for someone else. I said, listen, I'm a selfless guy, no problem. I've obviously got a long career ahead of me as well.
100%.
So there'll be many other Newlands opportunities for the 37-year-old oak who can barely walk anymore.
I mean, that's those many other opportunities. I mean, ultimately we'll be in the press box, but nonetheless, there'll be many opportunities at Newlands. I mean, I've got a random question here with regard to Newlands. Are you guys going to be allowed in the change rooms? I mean, is it a case of setting up gazebos on the side of the field, or
I think we'll be in the dugouts. We'll be in the dugouts. I was part of when they first started the initiative of the Ama T20. And that was back in 2009, 2008, somewhere there. And I was at the time playing for Claremont, and we played Vicks from Marty's. So we didn't play the Marty's first side. We played their second side, which is Vicks, which is equally as strong. They had quite a few well-known players, and Roger Telemarcus was their coach. So, and we were allowed in the changing rooms then. And since then, I think guys have just been on the dugouts and in and around the ring, the outer ring of the field. Kind of like when we had
guys do in the change room. Why did you get them banned?
No,
Good question, Kenny. Claremont boys on the lash.
There's stories about the long room, eh? There's stories about the long room. I'm probably not allowed to mention. But yeah, I'll keep
Alain, Alain's been played a fuckload of club cricket. I mean, Alain, have you ever had the honor of crossing the ropes at Newlands?
Never.
Sure. Do you think this would be your year?
I thought as much here with the runs that I posted on.
A late selection bid here. Come, Alain, lay it on.
Maybe.
I mean, look, I was backing
the railway stand.
Wouldn't mind.
Gents, looking back this past weekend with the invincible story of Kevin Ward, what do you think is the probability of a BCC player just packing his whites and packing his kit in the car and driving to Newlands just on the off chance?
I think he's going to do it himself.
You wouldn't get very far, given that they play.
I mean, you need a 12th man.
Given they're playing in yellow, I don't think you'd get very far.
Fair.
Actually, I know the colour of
yellow. I mean, talk about that.
Yeah, I actually know the colour of the kits because I work for the company who's one of the sponsors. So I've seen it designed and what have you. It looks amazing. I'm not gonna.
I mean, you can. This
tell
comes out
any of you what it's gonna look like.
Is it yellow?
Hand over, but it looks amazing.
Yeah. Is it yellow?
Canary yellow.
It is not yellow.
Oh shit!
That makes me happy.
There is elements of yellow. It is.
No, man, they're going with that bloody blue.
There's blue. Yeah, different shades.
Surely
of blue.
Full yellow. Surely full yellow. Can we? Is it too late to get a change?
That would have been Yeah. So I mean, the kit is unfortunately not yellow. I'm getting word by the producer fixing it in post. It looks amazing. It looks beautiful. It's on screen right now. We're reacting because we're all looking at it. Fantastic. I mean, what a day out for the boys this Sunday. I mean, Lloyd Williams, when you've still got a job to do on Saturday and Tuesday. When you look at the rest of the fixtures, right?
No, I've just got Saturday and Sunday, not Tuesday.
Okay, no Tuesday fixtures for you. So the ones are last match in the league on Saturday. Is that where's the I'll start this whole thing again, getting a bit tongue-tied. So your last league match on Saturday, where's that for the log? Obviously gained promotion. Silverware.
So silverware secured
in 1D. What's the
silverware secured? Playing Peninsula at Peninsula. we did have a little chat in our group earlier, and for the first game of the season, when we had a bit of a false appeal, the Peninsula captain said, "Welcome to 1D," and Calvin said, and I'm quoting here, "If I do get the chance, I'm putting you guys down. You guys are going down." And I think they might be in a situation where they might not make it through to stay in this league if we do get the result that we're hoping for. So I think the goal is to fulfill Calvin's wishes as usual, because the club pleases Calvin. And yeah, so we try to put them down and just up our points, because I think we are more than 5 points ahead, so we can't
10 points ahead.
Anyway.
We're 10 points ahead. We're super clear. So, and Lloyd, you're 100% right. Calvin did say that. And Peninsula are in big trouble. They have to beat us. And I think they possibly have to beat us with a bonus point as well. They are not looking good. And a little birdie told me, sorry about this Peninsula captain, who I will not mention his name, I believe actually approached Bryden to throw the game. Yeah, and we don't play our cricket like that, hey? So
that's
I think we're going to come
a rather big accusation for a club podcast. I think maybe leave that out, Peter.
Well, based on our viewership, this is very heavily centric BCC listeners. So unless it doesn't goes Cape Town cricket viral, which is different to going viral, then we should be fine. I vote yes.
Yeah,
watch the world burn. All right, boys. It's an absolutely amazing occasion on Sunday. Obviously, job to do on Saturday for the 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s. But final thoughts on from you five gents on what Sunday means for yourselves and what Sunday means for the club. I mean, we're not all playing in it. Just Lloyd, Williams, and Daniel on this pod. But I'll start with you, Alain. You going there with the family on Sunday?
Yes. I'm going with the Titans. Hopefully to have a Titans banner as well. BCC Titans banner. But I've played for 3 clubs before, including Bergvliet. And this club is going places. It's got vision. It's got a dream, and it's got a vision. So it can only get better in the future. I mean, Newlands to win there, to go in, and even now with the league match now, and with the league already won to the 1C. After the 1C is the 1B, we can just move forward. So it's looking good. It's looking good, and hopefully we're going to see a female squad soon.
100%.
Yes.
To the chain fields. So see what happens with that, depending on the fields, of course.
100%. Lloyd, Bernard.
No, I agree with Alain. I mean, Sunday is incredibly special for everyone who's playing, for the whole club. It's the kind of cherry on the top of the season. For me, it's fantastic. But the huge win this season has been 44 guys every weekend, and just as a selection committee, how few times we've actually had to scramble to fill those teams. I mean, if you think about it, one field that we've operated with, 4 teams that we're fielding every weekend, and I can count maybe once or twice where we've actually had to dig deep and call in some favors from around the place. I mean, this club is oozing fierce. It's huge. I think for Newlands, as much as it's about the 11 Oaks playing on Sunday, I think Newlands is really a celebration from 1s down to 4s for all of us to come together and celebrate what we as a cricket club have achieved this season. And we will use the first team as our vehicle to show our appreciation to the club. But geez, what a season. And I have no doubt that the 1s will emerge with a comfortable victory in the Newlands rain on Sunday.
Lovely. A little Francois Pinot moment. It's not about the 11, it's about the enormity of the club. And then, we'll end with our playing this weekend. Hey, Kenny, starting with yourself, what are your thoughts on Sunday?
I mean, look, I think it's like Bernard said, I'm just using a surname because there's two Lloyds, so it's easy to use a surname. Phenomenal growth. Like I'm so unbelievably proud of this club and as a whole, considering that, I mean, like I've said before a couple of times, when I joined, and bear in mind, I only joined about 4 or 5 years ago. So it's only 4 or 5 years. We had 2 teams every single weekend, just to follow up with Bernard said, every single weekend we were scrabbling, as in WhatsApping mates who have never even held a cricket bat and being like, dude, you can have beers and you just have to stand on the field. That's all you got to do. We just need someone there. To go from that to fielding 4 teams consistently every single weekend is phenomenal growth. And I think the Newlands is just the sort of cherry on top of what's been fantastic growth, huge amounts of hard work and determination from a lot of different people in the club who have invested heavily in it, not just the players. I mean, obviously some of them are players, but I mean, you think about people like Chair Fields, Francois, Lloyd Bernard, Arnu. I'm definitely forgetting people. Adam, William Solomon. I'm probably going to forget other people, but I mean, just that group of people, obviously JT, rest in peace, and Newlands is for you, brother. I mean, those core people have done such a phenomenal job to build up one of the, which, again, like I've said, I play a lot of club cricket, and this is hands down the best club I've ever been part of, like hands down. And I mean, I'm a boomer now. I'm getting on in years, and honestly, it is the best club I've ever played for. And this is coming from, I played Premier League club cricket, yada, 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 yada. And hands down, I think what we are achieving as a club is incredibly special. And I think everyone needs to just use Newlands as that time, just appreciate Newlands, enjoy it, and just look back and realize how far we've come as a band of brothers, you know?
Well, I'll leave Lloyd Williams and Daniel to have the final say on this, but I do recall I guess I have the infamy of taking the first ball of BCC cricket when we played out all those years ago. It was a wide down leg that I received for the first ball. The second ball I got bowled, and I also got to witness the first ball bowled by BCC, bowled by the late great Frank the Tank, also wide down leg. But I mean, to see where we've come from, just playing in Division 3 cricket, just a bunch of mates having a great time on a Saturday and a Sunday, largely irrelevant in the club cricket context in Cape Town, to where we are right now. It's unbelievable. Lloyd Williams, Daniel, I'll finish off with you guys in terms of how you guys feel about Sunday.
Daniel, you want to go?
Yeah, I'll go quickly because I got builders here. Yeah, for me personally, I think it's a great way to cap off the season and to cap off my career. And I've only been with BCC about a season and a half, so it's been incredible. I've played for 3 clubs as well, including BCC, and you know, I've played for some very big clubs within the Western Cape, not just in South Africa. And it's, yeah, I think they're a family. BCC is a family, so yeah, very proud, and I can't wait to take the field one last time. It's going to be great.
And then if there was any better way to tell me that when I joined the club on a drunken promise some night out in Somerset West, with Adam van Villing going, Lloyd, do you play cricket? And I went, yeah, I play a little bit. He said, what do you do? I don't know, just do a bit of both. You go to go from that bit of social cricket 35 over on a Saturday to Newlands with the boys. I don't think there's a better way to encapsulate our club and how we've progressed over the years. So quite nice to be a part of, frothing to go. Luckily found a little bit of form, so hopefully I can help the boys out and not just be a man on the field. But yeah,
what a field it would be anyway.
It would, but it would be phenomenal to hopefully and eventually lift the cup with the boys. Third one for the ones in 2 seasons. So would be massive achievements. So just ready to go and keen for the boys to joel.
Boys, we're gonna end off with we're not gonna do quick fire Lloyd Williams. We're gonna end off just with the batter, bowler, and team of the week. So I just thought the momentum.
Yeah, let's go.
Do a
It's
quick
go
fire.
and leave. Eh?
Guys, I've got to go.
Yeah. Okay, boys. Yeah. So just a quick response. Batter, bowler, team of the week. We'll start with you, Lloyd Bernard.
Oh shit!
Batter of the week.
You put me on the spot here. I don't know. Bowler of the week is Kevin Ward. Sorry, Lloydie.
Bowler of the week,
Bowler
Kevin
of the week, Kevin Ward. Batter of the week, Jesse Davids. Team of the week, Miracle Man.
Lovely, Daniel.
Yeah, Kevin Ward. Batter of the week. Jesse Davids. And team of the week. I'm gonna go with the ones, eh?
Lloyd Williams.
I'll go batter of the week. Doesn't need any more credit, but I'll give it to him anyway. Calvin Niedermeyer. Bowler of the week, Kevin Ward. And team of the week, always the ones.
The ones. Kenny.
Obviously, Miracle Men. There's no other team at this
Stand.
stage for me.
Yes.
So, Miracle Men for me. Batter of the week definitely has to be Jesse Davids. I mean, obviously, after me backing him last week, I mean, gotta be Jesse Davids. Bowler of the week, I'm pulling in some roommate nepotism. Fafa, giving it to Lloyd Williams, with an honourable mention to the floppy fisherman hat himself, Kevin Ward.
Well done. Well done. Batter of the week, Jesse Davids, due 4 runs. Well done, champ. Bowler of the week, Lloyd, Kevin Ward, invincible, amazing. And then team of the week, the ones.
What about
it's all
Alain?
about the ones
You haven't
this
given Judge
weekend.
Dredd a chance.
He's dropped off. It's all about the ones weekend. And finally, we're going to end off with a bit of a quick fire. Daniel, Lloyd, you guys have done it already. We're going to go with the Lloyd Williams. Quick fire. Madeiras or Pirates?
Madeiras.
Favorite away venue? You can say Newlands.
Well, the Newlands, 100%.
Best player you have played with?
For the bromance, Matty James.
And then favorite type of dismissal as a bowler?
In-swing Yorker bowled.
And loosest teammate you have played with?
Oof.
On and off the field?
Gotha Chairman, Tim Scholes.
Fair. And then who in the club has a shot that you would like to steal from with the bat?
Jesse Davids on drive.
Perfect. We'll leave it there, gents. Thanks very much for joining us. Alain and Lloyd Bernard have dropped out already, but bring on Newlands, hey? All about Sunday. Have a cracker out there, boys. We'll leave it there.
Cheers. All the best, guys. Smash Newlands. All the best.
Cheers, boys.
Ciao.
Hey, boys. Yeah, I've got to bounce as well, hey?
Yeah.
And to stay for the first 3 times now. Yeah, 3 times. Adam has fucked up and left his cap at home all 3 times. So we only owe this guy a proper capping ceremony. So take a knee, my young lad.
Oh, the treasure!
As my last season at the club, you'll be my last capping, so thank you. Oh, fuck off. Welcome to the ones. You deserve it. Everything you've done up till this moment has earned you this spot. Raise a ones player.